Hello and welcome to the Chidi Aso Takes. We just finished watching the game between Arsenal and Chelsea, where we have lost by 1-0. Our prodigal son, Kai Havertz, with the winner in the last kick of the game. I think it was probably 96 minutes or 90. It doesn't matter. They won the game. So I think today's game, it was an upheaval to climb. It was going to be a mountain to climb because the first game we lost by 3-2. We didn't have a lot of players. Some players were out injured and some were not available. So, of course, we played and we hung in there. 2 lovely goals from Garnacho. But today's game, the lineup, well, the coach, I think the coach wanted to make sure that we were in the game. So the first half, he had in defense, I thought it was quite defensive anyway, but it was defensive, but at the same time, it was potentially attack-minded also. Because he had Chalobah and Fofana, all right? Of course, Sanchez in the goal. And they had Malo Gusto and Jarhato. In the midfield, he had Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and it appeared was Cucurella right there, assisting in that midfield. And in the attack, he started with Liam Delap. Well, he had the Liam Delap and João Pedro. All right, but they were occasionally going left and right. And did I mention Malo Gusto? Yeah, I think I mentioned Malo Gusto and Caicedo and Enzo Cucurella. So, the game. So the first half, I thought it was cagey because both teams, the first 20 minutes, nothing really happened. It was very, very technical, tactical. Everybody was trying to find out the formation, and I think Arsenal had 1 or 2 chances. Chelsea had a shot and goal in that first half. But that was it. That was it in that first half. And, you know, the second half, I think the coach didn't want to make the changes right away. He wanted to allow the players on ground to see if they can put a little bit more pressure on the Arsenal team. And honestly, I think Arsenal didn't play very, very well. Well, maybe because they knew already they have a goal ahead and it was going to be a tough battle, which, before the game, I thought it was going to be a tough battle. But so the second half, it was in the 60th minute. The coach made some changes, bringing in Esteval and, of course, Cole Palmer. And the game didn't really change that much because, of course, Arsenal went into some kind of a defensive unit. They did make some changes also, bringing in... they made some changes, bringing in Kai Havertz, in the team. But they didn't really do much either because it was more like Chelsea were really pushing for the winner. They were attacking and attacking. And Arsenal just looking for the way they can steal the ball either from the midfield and go on a counter. But nothing really happened until Chelsea kept on pushing. It was very close to the end of the game. And we had probably 9 men in the other half because I think at that point, in the last 25 minutes of the game, Chelsea had more possession and they were really I thought that was the moment that we needed to kill the game and get the goal. But Enzo Fernandez had a few shots, but it was way wide. It was way wide. I don't know. He just lost his shooting boots today or something, because the two balls he tried to shoot, they kept on, going way up there. So, we kept on pushing, and it was in the final minutes of the game. Cucurella made the wrong pass. I believe somebody kicked it out from the defense. It was either Saliba kicked the ball out, and of course at that point we had only one man in the defensive side, and Kai Havertz and I think it was Jesus were already up front. Lovely pass, and there's nothing Sanchez could do. It was 2 against 1 at that moment, so it was an easy beating by Kai Havertz, and he scored a winning goal. So Chelsea out of the competition. We're not gonna get this title again this year. We have to fight again next year. I thought the game was cagey. I thought the game should have been won. I think both teams didn't play very, very well from what we've seen lately from both teams. It was more like, they give a lot of respect to each other. Okay? But in the end, what matters is the goal. And Arsenal, they go into the finals now against one of the clubs between Man City and Newcastle. I think it's going to be Man City, because Man City is already winning that game by 2-0 in the first leg, and they're going tomorrow in the second leg at the Etihad. So good game today. Really, if you're a Chelsea fan, I'm pretty sure you must be sad about it, but we knew it was going to be a tough ride. I didn't expect us to win the game. I was hoping in my preview, I did say Chelsea is going to win 3-1, but sometimes those are, wishful thinking, knowing the kind of strength that Arsenal have, knowing the kind of squad they have, knowing the fact that regardless of which team they bring out, it's still very strong. But if you look at the difference, our first lineup, it was not our best players, okay? But the coach wanted to make sure he had those players coming in the second half to cause a lot of damage to the Arsenal. But hey, they had good defense, and we just kept on hanging in there. So that's it for today. Unfortunately, people send me a banter. Unfortunately, that's it for today. Chelsea, we just need to keep fighting. We have other things to play for: the Premier League, the Champions League, and of course, we are still in the FA Cup. Carabao Cup, I think that's over for now. It's been more than 8 years since Chelsea got that, Carabao Cup. So that's it, folks. I don't know how I feel right now. Of course, when you lose to Arsenal, it's always the worst feeling. But not just that. When you lose to Arsenal and the goal scorer is Kai Havertz, somebody who is sold for 65 million to Arsenal, coming back to haunt us. Not the first time. The second time, I think the second time. Well, that's just crazy, right? But hey, that's football, and good game. I think the coach, Liam Rosinha, maybe this might give him a breather to spend some time with the lads, because he hasn't really spent some time with the boys when it comes to really trying to get them understand how he wants to play. But we move forward and see what happens in the next game. We still have big games coming. We still fighting for the top 4 or the top 5, whichever one it is. And we have the Champions League, and like I mentioned, we still have the FA Cup. So it's a tough loss. We hate to lose, but hey, that's what happens in this kind of games. If you don't take your chances, if you don't score the goals, definitely it could come back to haunt you. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna go get me a drink or something. Meanwhile, do me a favor, smack that subscribe button, like and share, and follow for more. Thank you.